Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, aka the Bod Father, and as always, I'm bringing you guys awesome interviews. And today it is an honor and privilege to have Luca. He's the vocalist of Killset, and they have a new album that's coming out July the 7th called S.T.F.U. And this is their follow-up album to Know Your Killer. And we're going to be talking to him about that new album and what's going on with the band and what's going on for sure, man. Welcome to the show, Luca.
All right, man. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
I tell you what, let's get right into this. What's impressed you the most about making S.T.F.U? What's caught your eye about it, if anything, man? What's impressed you the most about it?
I mean, S.T.F.U's it's a really diverse album. It's got like a lot of flavor on it. I mean, it's not like a specific genre. It's just all over the place. In the writing process, anything that we thought was cool, regardless of what style it was, what genre it was, we added in, and that's pretty much what you got now. You got this diverse, flavorful, all over the place Killset album. That's it.
Now, you guys worked with producer Eddie, and I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, Wohl, now on both albums. How is working with him, and what led you guys to go back with him, man, on this album?
Well, Eddie, first off, is just a really good friend and a phenomenal producer. I met Eddie many years ago when he cut vocals for me on when I was in a different project. And we just became fast friends, and he's just, like I said, he's so talented. But, yeah, I mean, he's amazing. He's got a great ear, and he's able to kind of add so much when we come to him with our scratch tracks and our demos, and he hears stuff. He allows us to be us, which is different. But he also always has something really awesome to add that always makes a song better. So, great friend and phenomenal producer. So we worked with him again, and it ended up turning out amazing.
How hard does he push you guys? Does he just let you guys go on your way, and then he'll step in and say something? Or let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it all usually starts with demos that we send to him. And, takes a listen to them. And yeah, I would say that for the most part, as we begin the process, it's all like us, where he lets us get really creative with everything. And then there's always a moment where he steps in and he goes, well, I could add this to this, or let's take that out, or let's add this in. Like I said, I mean, his ear is phenomenal, so he knows where the song should go. And that's what we really like working with him, is because we're allowed to push boundaries. But we're not somebody going like, well, this has to be this way to get on the radio, and this has to be that way. That's not how it is with him. It's basically just straight up like, that's cool. All right, now here's the little massage that I can do to it to, I think, make it better. And he always makes it better. And that's why we keep working with him.
Right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
Any songs off S.T.F.U that stand out more to you than any on it right now, man?
Well, for me personally, now it's not one of the singles we've dropped. So far, we've dropped Killers in the Pit, we've dropped Tomorrow, and we've dropped the Jump cover. But the song, for me, that I love on the album, I think people are going to love it when they buy the album and check it out, is a song called Bully. It's a very kind of powerful song, and it's kind of about, a little bit of something that happened in my life. So I really like that song. It's also got like a rap element, but it's got almost like a rock pop hook to it, and then a lot of screaming and some chaos in there. So I really like how 4 or 5 different things are all mashed into one song and create something that actually has a message.
Okay. Now, you guys, we talked about this a little bit before we started this interview, and I remember this song when I was a kid, and I loved it, and I still love it to this day. I don't care who knows it.
Exactly.
You guys cover Criss Cross's Jump. What led you to cover this song and put Killset's twist on it, man?
Well, we were looking to do a cover, and we'd thrown around like a ton of ideas, and none of them, as we started messing with them, kind of just meshed.
Right.
And then at one point, I mean, I always loved Criss Cross. I always thought it was cool. Well, me too, growing up. You know what I mean? I thought they were cool. They had their own little style, and so I mentioned Jump to the guys, thinking they were just going to go, nah, hell no, man, we're a metal band. And and no, they didn't do that. They said, let's get in the room. We started jamming it. It was taking off and being really cool, like the vibe of the song. We found ways to make it our own. And then from that point, we were just like, this is going to be cool. We have to do a cover parody. video, and we got to go all out. We got to get the pants backwards. We got to get the Timberlands. I had my ma send out my old pager that's in the video. You know what I mean? Like, we went straight. We got like an old 90s television and a boom box. And, you know, we really, really dissected the video, and we put our own twist on it. I love it. You know what I mean? And I'm hoping people get a laugh out of it and kind of also really dig the track, though, which I think stands for itself.
It's awesome. I like the video. I sat here and rolled, and not in a bad way, but I mean in a good way, because, you know, it's about having fun with it. You guys didn't disrespect the song or anything like that. You put your own twist to it, and it's cool, and I like it. Just the video, the first part of it, when you guys are, you know, you're on the couch and everybody starts coming in, and, you know, just the whole lingo. It's just awesome, man. It's just a cool tribute, I think, to Criss Cross, in my opinion.
I appreciate that, and we wanted to give respect to the track because we liked the original track.
Yeah.
It was more about poking fun at ourselves. I mean, that's the type of band we are. We're an aggressive band, but honestly, we totally don't mind like poking fun at ourselves and having fun with it, because that's what it's all about, making music and having fun. You know, if I don't have a smile on my face, no one else is going to when they're listening to our stuff. So that's kind of the game plan for that, you know, video and that song.
Yeah, and folks, go check it out. It's a really, really good cover that they did, and I'm quite impressed on what they did with it, because I just tell you right now, you try to do rap music into metal and cover something like that, it's hard. And I'm just a guy who sits behind a mic, but I can appreciate what they do, because let me tell you, that has to be hard as a musician to say, okay, we're going to take this rap song and make it into a metal song. That has to be some fucking hard shit to do, dude.
No, absolutely. But, you know, once we dissected the song, tried to make it our own in certain parts, and, you know, the song was such a cool song on its own that once we added our little flavor to it, I think people are really going to dig it.
Luca, how much growth musically have you seen this band go through since the formation? And has it been more personal growth for each of you guys as well, possibly?
I mean, I would say since the formation, a ton of growth as a band, as a unit, because the first album, I think, you know, stood for itself, and it's awesome and it had a lot of flavor to it. But this one was different. This one we went into saying, all right, like, we're going to do specific stuff. Like with Killers in the Pit, that's an anthem for our fans, the Killers. We went in going like, look, we need to write a song for them. The reason we can do the second album, the reason that we can do what we're doing is because of them. So let's give them an anthem. Let's give them respect and appreciation. And that's how Killers in the Pit came about. But I just think overall, in general, we are willing on this album, because we're just so comfortable in the writing process as a band now, to just do anything. And like I said, just have no rules in the writing process. And I think that would be like the major growth. There was never moments where people were like, oh my God, we can't do that. We can't do that. It was like, no, we can do that, and we're going to do that on this album. Mm-hmm. And that's really kind of where we're at.
That was my next question about the writing process and recording process with this group. Do you guys do anything differently to keep your minds open and fresh to new stuff? And does everybody contribute as far as like lyrics and things like that? Let's talk about that a little bit, what you guys do.
Yeah, I mean, everyone contributes musically to an extent. I contribute less, but the guys, you know, everyone's contributing in different areas. You know, hey, that doesn't sound, you know, that sounds cool, this sounds better, type of deal. With the lyrics, it's mainly me, but we've had songs on the first album and even the second album now where it's a little bit of a collaboration. Someone will throw out a line, and I'll be like, oh, wow, that's awesome. So for me personally, if somebody has a better idea, a better lyric, or a better even hook, I'm open to it. I just really want the music to be the best, and I think that's how everyone is in the band. So it's a pretty open writing process, and there's no egos involved. It's, hey, is that the best for the song? Cool. Whoever came up with it, it doesn't matter.
What do you hope the fans take away from the new album or the previous album once they listen to it, man?
I mean, I hope they just kind of dig the vibe and the style that we're doing and understand that we're just doing it for the love of it, and that what you hear is basically many, many, many years worth of influences all put into single moments on this album. We're very proud of it. We actually have a CD release/listening party on July 7th, which is the same day the album is released. And we're going to be at the Rainbow here on the Sunset Strip in Hollywood, which is just phenomenal for us.
Nice.
And so we just want people to dig the album and then come out and party with us, man. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, you go at the famous Rainbow. Poor Lemmy, rest in peace, good guy, for sure.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep. the Rainbow's an iconic place, and the Strip is like our home out here, so we always end up at the Rainbow. And over the years, we met just everybody over there, and it was just, there was no other option for when we were going to do our CD release listening party. It was going to be at the Rainbow. So they opened up their arms to us, and they're allowing us to come in and party it up on the 7th, and every single person's invited. If you're in the area, just come on down.
Sweet. So it's a labor of love, folks. That's what it should be about. It's not like it's a job. Once it becomes a job, get the hell out. That's when you need to quit.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
What can fans expect at a show from the mighty Killset, man, when they come out to see you guys live?
Well, as the band name says, we kill the set. That's actually how the band name came about. It's aggressive. It's a lot of fun, but it's like it's a show, and it's I always tell the guys, if we don't come off the stage drenched in sweat, about to throw up and pass out, we didn't give the people the show. You know what I mean? So that's usually how I feel after a set, and the guys also. And it's just a lot of energy, a lot of interaction with everybody. We really love to get the crowd involved. It's just a lot of fun. It's no like pretentious, we're metal, like that one. Like, it's just a lot of fun. And I would urge people to come down. Again, if you're in the area, or if you catch one of our dates coming up, come down, say what's up, and I promise you we'll have a blast.
Do you guys like the digital era that we're in right now of recording albums and plus social media? Do you guys like this, or do you want to go like to the old school ways of word of mouth, the flyers, old school way like that? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, old school is cool in that you're handing somebody a product, something physical. A lot of stuff, we do have physical CDs for new album, but a lot of the stuff now is just digital. The ability to create an album, to create music videos, to create a buzz is so much easier in this digital era, simply because costs are cheaper. You can, like, we went in the studio and we were able to do a full, professional album, 4 music videos and all merch, and we're getting worldwide release of the album. Certain things are easier, but in doing that, it kind of waters everything down sometimes. Mm-hmm. So, there's pluses and there's negatives. There's also the idea of, you used to sell music and then throw your T-shirts out to the crowd at live shows, and now you throw your CDs out to the crowd and you sell your T-shirts. You know what I mean? The value of music is gone, and now it's just the value of a brand, which you just have to adjust. So that's kind of the difference. And, it would be nice to go a little bit old school, but times are a-changing.
How much local support does Killset get?
That's our main thing. I just wanted to let everybody know that we're on Loudwire. Loudwire premiered our Jump video, and we're on Loudwire's Battle Royale right now. The Jump video did well, so they added us to that. We're up against some heavy hitters, and it's only because of our local family. I'm not necessarily local like in LA, but our local family as far as our online family, mm-hmm. that because of their voting, we're climbing. You know what I mean? We're going up against the heavy hitters in this battle, and it's really cool. And as far as just in Hollywood, in LA, our local scene, we have a ton of support because people want to go out to shows and they want to have fun. Yeah. And that's what we bring. We bring aggression, beauty, and fun. So.
Before we continue, I want to get back to this. You guys, you said you're going to have a release show on Sunset Strip out there at the Rainbow. As far as like venues, is there still a lot of venues out there to play music now, Luca, or is it kind of fading away some?
Well, venues are somewhat fading away. It depends. As far as the Strip's concerned, we've been playing that for years. The Roxy, the Whiskey's like our home. The Viper Room, these are places that are going to be there. The House of Blues just shut down in Hollywood. It got demolished, which was just awful. Right. But yeah, I think there's a resurgence coming with live music, to be honest with you. I think people are getting fed up with, these awful sounding tracks that they just get online. I think there's this new resurgence of going out to a show and getting excited and getting a sweat going on and really seeing people perform, because the more things become easily manipulated digitally, the more you appreciate when someone can do that live. And I think that, especially in this area, there's a definite resurgence. What
does Killset bring to the table for music that's not out there as of right now, possibly, Luca?
I would say we're bringing the flavor. I would say that our full album is incredibly diverse. We have a couple ballads on there, a couple straightforward rock songs. We have some rap metal. We have some aggressive, screaming, kick you in the teeth songs. I think the diversity and the flavor of this band is what isn't out there right now. And I think that's what we bring, and we're hoping that people, we're going to put it in your hands, and hopefully people dig it.
What made you want to become a musician? What was that spark for you?
I mean, I've been singing personally my whole kind of life, but I was more into sports growing up. It was after sports ended, I remember I went to a Rage Against the Machine and Wu-Tang concert. It was when they were touring together.
Nice, nice.
And I was blown away by the crowd and how these two groups were able to whip this crowd up into a frenzy. And I just remember thinking, I got to do that. And so it took some years, but I made it out to L.A., and I do that. Not on that scale yet. We're trying to get there, but I do that.
What an insane concert. Rage Against the Machine and Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang. That's awesome.
It was awesome. It was so cool to see just everybody come together and just for the love of music.
Yeah, I'm not a huge rap fan, but I when ODB was around and stuff, I love listening to him, do his thing. I thought it was pretty cool because he was just so different than everybody else. He had his own flavor the way he did it.
Absolutely. He was so unique and just did not care. And that's a really cool quality to have.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Here's the $1 million question, my man. If you could work with any musician, dead or alive, or current band, or a band that's broke up or whatever, who would it be for one night only? Who would it be?
Man, that's a tough one. I've actually answered this question before, and it's a really weird one because when people are asked this, they normally try to find someone from, like that's dead, that was like an icon or that, is huge and all this stuff.
Sure.
For me personally, this is going to probably sound weird. It's the lead singer of the band Nonpoint, Elias Soriano.
Nice.
I love Nonpoint, and it's also because when I hear tracks from them, I know personally if they had just sent me the instrumental on that track, I know personally I would write something completely different than he writes, and I really like how he approaches the songs, and it's so different from how I approach a song that I respect the hell out of it. Mm-hmm. So for me, I would love to sit down with him and pick his brain on how do you approach these so differently from my brain, and it turns out amazing. And so that for me would be a really really cool thing to do.
Bullet with a name on it. That's my favorite track by them, and they did a really, really awesome cover of In the Air of the Night.
Absolutely. And they have a song called Alive and Kicking, which is like one of my favorite songs in human history. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I know there's a lot of Nonpoint fans out there. I love them. I would love to tour with them. I would love to work with them. I think they're dope.
I don't know if you guys get this or not, but I'm going to ask anyway. I'm sure you guys probably get this, possibly. But if you do, what's it mean to you when you receive an email from a fan or prior to the shows or after the shows, they come and tell you guys that your music has pulled them through a bad experience or gave them inspiration to overcome obstacles or just let them relax and get away, Luca, from the everyday bullshit that we go through? If you've had that happen to you guys, what's that mean to you all?
I mean, we have, and honestly, you create music to create connections with people. So ultimately, when that occurs, it's the biggest form of thanks. You know what I mean? When you can actually create a connection with somebody through something you wrote, it's huge. And, I know my favorite bands, number one, when I've met the guys in those bands, they've been amazing and they've just been cool dudes. And two, I have a connection to their music. And so ultimately that's our goal. So for people to come up to us is just everything.
I want to thank you for taking time out to do this interview with me. I'm really starting to get into your guys' music, and I will put it on the show and promote it as much as I can. How can folks stay in touch with you guys, buy some merchandise, this new album? How can they do that, Luca? And tour dates, too.
Sure. As far as staying on top of the things we got going on, Facebook's the best way to do it. We're also on Twitter, Instagram. We have a YouTube channel. We can check out all the new videos. As far as touring, we are in talks right now, trying to get something going on in the back end to support this album. If not, we have something almost locked in for early next year with a really big band, which is really cool. So we're very excited about that. As far as our merch and stuff, come say what's up at the shows. We like to hand it to you. There will be a site up with our new merch shortly after the release of the album. And if you're in the LA area, just come down, because come down to our release at the Rainbow. We're having a giveaway: T-shirts, signed CDs, stickers, pics, just a bunch of really cool stuff. So best way, though, hit us up online. Let's start a conversation. If you need anything, if you want to check out any of the music, if you pre-order the album, we're going to send you Jump for free. So that's something cool. Yeah, but just hit us up on Facebook.
Before I let you go, good sir, will you care to do a promo for the show?
Sure. This is Luca from Killset, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great music coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and Uber City Radio. Thanks, Luca.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.